Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about bony pelvis. In this topic, we learn about how the bony pelvis is formed, the visceral relation of bony pelvis, anatomical position of bony pelvis, and the lesser pelvis in detail. So the bony pelvis, it is formed by the articulation of two hip bone on each side. This is right side of hip bone, this is left side of hip bone, and in front it is formed the pubic symphysis. Posteriorly it is articulated with the sacrum and form the two sacroiliac joint. So pelvic is having two parts. This one is the greater pelvis and this one is the lesser pelvis. So greater pelvis is also called false pelvis and this is the lesser pelvis, also called true pelvis. So greater pelvis occupied the abdominal viscera and lesser pelvis which is related with visceral pelvic viscera. Now the visceral relation of the bony pelvis. So the urinary bladder lies behind the pubic symphysis over here, just behind the pubic symphysis, rectus and anal canal just here towards the or close to the sacrum and coccyx, and middle space is left for the genital organ. Many other structures crosses the brim of pelvis. So there is one line which is present at the junction of greater pelvis and the lesser pelvis. So this line is known as linea terminalis. This line is known as linea terminalis. Now how the bony bones and joints are formed. So there are four bones united to form the bony pelvis. That's two hip bone, one sacrum and one coccyx, and there are four joints will form, that is one sacroiliac joint here, one sacroiliac joint here, one sacrococcygeal joint here, and one pubic symphysis over here. So pelvis is divided by the plane of pelvic inlet, or also known the pelvic brim or superior aperture of pelvis. So what is the plane of pelvis inlet? So plane of pelvis inlet passes from the sacrum to the promontory of the upper margin of the pubic symphysis. So this is the plane of pelvic inlet. So this is a pelvic brim or pelvic inlet. So detail about the plane of pelvis you will learn in the next video in the pelvimetry. Now we are learn about the lesser pelvis. So lesser pelvis is having pelvic wall, pelvic inlet, pelvic outlet, floor of the pelvic and pelvic cavity. Pelvic wall, which is made up of bones, ligament, membrane and muscles. So we already learned about the bones. Now the ligaments and the membranes. So the membrane are obturator membrane which closes the greater part of the obturator foramen over here and complete the lower part of the lateral wall of pelvis. So here is present the obturator membrane. And another is sacrotuberous and sacrospinous ligament over here. So over here sacrotuberous and sacrospinous ligament is present, which convert the notch into forming a greater sciatic foramen and lesser sciatic foramen respectively. Now the muscles. The muscles are obturator internus and piriformis. So the muscles obturator internus is present over here, which form the anterolateral part of the inside from the bony pelvis. So here is the obturator internus and here posteriorly there is a piriformis which form the posterior wall of the pelvis. Now the anatomical position of bony pelvis. So bony pelvis which is formed 50 to 60 degree with the horizontal plane. So it is holding like this. This is the anatomical position of bony pelvis. So now the pelvic floor, it is formed by the pelvic diaphragm, which consists levator ani muscle and the coccygeus muscle. So it resembles as a hammock or gutter-like. So the pelvic diaphragm separates the perineum below from the pelvis above. So next is pelvic cavity. It is continuous above pelvic cavity, which is continuous above with the abdominal cavity at the pelvic brim. So it is limited below by the pelvic diaphragm. So the structure crossing the pelvic inlet or pelvic brim. So this structure either come from upward to the lesser pelvis or from leaving from the lesser pelvis and going towards the greater pelvis. So the structures are medial sacral vessels, sympathetic trunk, lumbosacral trunk, iliolumbar artery, obturator nerve, internal iliac vessels, middle limb of the sigmoid mesocolon and the rectal vessels, ureter, sigmoid colon, ovarian vessels in female, ductus deferens in male, and ligament of uterus in female, lateral umbilical ligament, median umbilical ligament, autonomic nervous nerve plexuses, coils of intestine and pregnant uterus, and the full urinary bladder. So the anatomical position of the bony pelvis, the anterior superior iliac spine and the pubic symphysis lie in the same coronal plane. The pelvic surface of the pubic symphysis faces backward and upward. Now the plane of pelvic inlet faces forward and upward, making angle 50 to 60 degree with the horizontal plane. Then the plane of pelvic outlet make an angle of 15 degree with the horizontal. And the last, upper end of the sacral canal, which is directed almost directly upward. This pencil shows the sacral canal is directed almost directly upward. So this is having a male and female bony pelvis. So now we are discuss about the sex difference in the pelvis. So the main important point, that is subpubic angle. So subpubic angle is narrower in male, that is 50 to 60 degree, and is wider in female, that is 80 to 85 degree. It is the most important difference between the male and female pelvis. Then the greater aortic notch is wider in female, female better, and then male. Okay. The false pelvis is deep in male, false pelvis is deep in male and shallower in female. The pelvic inlet is heart shape in male and the transversely oval shape in female. The pelvic cavity is smaller and deeper in male and longer and shallower in female. The pelvic outlet is smaller with the ischial tuberosity inside and the everted in the female, everted and bigger in the female. The acetabulum is larger in male than the female, so it is smaller in the female. The chilotic line, which is longer in female and comparatively smaller in male, and the preauricular sulcus is more marked in female than the male. The preauricular sulcus, which is more marked in female.